that forward pressure, exchange with me in the pocket, because you lose that trade 10 times out of 10. You talked about the legends that he put away. UFC commentator Laura Sanko called it perhaps the greatest hat trick of knockouts in MMA history. And after doing that, putting the rose in the casket, right, putting a legend away, poetry, Ilia Topuria I just don't see how he doesn't do this again. And I think if he is El Matador, he gets exactly the opponent he needs to walk into that.
He certainly is one of the great entertainers, and he backs it up with his action in the ring. And speaking of action, the action hero himself, Justin Gaethje, is a live dog tonight. And at the ceremonial weigh-ins, Gaethje had a message for the doubters. Take a listen.
Justin, you're a legend in the sport. You've had a spectacular career. And it all comes down to one fight tomorrow night. Tell us what that means to you and how it's going to go down.
I was absolutely made for this shit right here. I am blessed to be in this position that I am, and I will take his oath on him tomorrow night. You watch.
I was made for this. I cleaned it up a little bit. I was made for this. BC, what is it about the 37-year-old Justin Gaethje that makes him a threat to Topuria?
He is a modern-day warrior. I mean, you want to talk about one of the best chins that we've seen at the elite level, somebody who lures you into the chaos that he loves to create. Why? Because he knows at the end of the day he can stand in there longer and take it. And this isn't just any fighter. Justin Gaethje is also going through a true renaissance run in his career right now at 37. That fight of the year contender, the victory over Paddy Pimblett in January at UFC 324, gave him a second reign with that interim title. But that's not going to be good enough for Gaethje when it comes to fulfilling his goals and dreams. Yes, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer because, for my money, he's the best action fighter who delivers every time out that we've ever seen. But for him, getting to the top of that mountain and potentially lifting the undisputed championship, he's been there twice before, against Khabib Nurmagomedov, against Charles Oliveira, and it came up very disappointing, submission losses in both. But we know if the elements play a role in any fight, you have to wonder what role they're going to play in this main event. Will that slow Topuria down? Will that bring the terms closer together? If that happens, this is the wrong guy you want to be locked in with at the end of the day. There's no question about that.
I do think if weather and other, unforeseen circumstances are a factor, it's a huge advantage for Justin Gaethje, who can thrive in that chaos. But like you mentioned, the interim championships, when he did win that, he threw the belt on the ground. Gaethje has been looking to capture that undisputed status to really solidify himself as a UFC great, which I think he already is. But creating that chaos is going to be tough to do against Ilia Topuria, to create the exchanges where he can dirty box with him and make it nasty without taking the damage on the way out. If Gaethje is able to fight smart, to get those low kicks going, to beat up the lead leg, to put Topuria in some mental doubt, right? Make him get into the deeper rounds and ask himself, wait, maybe my predictions don't just come true. Maybe I shouldn't have updated my bio ahead of this fight. If he can instill that doubt, Gaethje's got a shot, man. He's a dog, and like you said, he's an American action figure.
What's the path to victory for him?